I just want to thank everybody for joining this morning. Remember, these meetings are recorded, so if you or any of the other foremen on your job site aren't able to join, they will be sent out via email later on, or you can catch them on our YouTube channel. So to get things started off here, we did have only two incidents in the past month since our last meeting, and only one of those being a recordable. One incident that not very noteworthy was a back injury. Oddly enough, it was during stretch and flex. Somebody tweaked their back a little bit. It's a very tough one. Very tough one to try to figure out what to do better while stretching and flexing. But if your site does require stretch and flex and something doesn't feel good while you're doing it, don't do that stretch. No one's going to hold it against you. Find other stretches that might help out. If your job site has a medic on it, most of the time those are physical therapists as well. They can show you better ways to stretch to avoid pain. The other injury was something that's was kind of common this year. We had dust and debris fall off the top of a ladder while somebody was moving that ladder, and the debris went in their eyes. It's definitely an avoidable one, but it's one of those things we don't really think about cleaning our ladder off before moving it. Not many people would consider that. It was only a 6-foot ladder too, so it was right at the employee's eye level when he was moving it. The lesson learned there is obviously dump the ladder to the side before you move and clean tools and stock off of it. Blow it off if you need to, if there's dust. If you're working in an area on a ladder and overhead is a lot of dust and fireproofing, concrete, whatever it may be, make sure you grab gasketed safety glasses or a face shield to cover your eyes. Moving on, those are the only two injuries really in the past month that are noteworthy. Moving on, we should talk about cold weather. Obviously, it's getting freezing out there. I see Alan Kern out there probably freezing. Make sure you guys treat cold weather precautions just as serious as hot weather precautions. Make sure guys are staying hydrated. I know it's tough to say, but avoid touching cold metal or wet surfaces with bare hands. So we do have winter cut level gloves in the warehouse. We have cut level 3s and cut level 4s that are both insulated winter gloves. So feel free to reach out and get some of those sent out. You can either call me or Dave Folsom for those. Remind employees to dress appropriately when they're working outside. 3 layers of loose clothing is what OSHA recommends. And if they get wet, or their clothes or boots, socks, anything gets wet, recommend that they change those as well, because that's how you end up getting sick. Consider engineering controls as well, such as radiant heaters. Sometimes laborers will have those on site already. If you're going to be working outside all winter long and we need to come up with something for a warm break area or a place to dry your hands off and your boots off for a few minutes, call me. We can come up with something. And rotate crews for outside work too. If you have a job site with a large amount of guys on it and there's work outside for the entire winter, rotate people maybe a little bit if possible. I know it's easier said than done, but instead of having those same people outside in the elements 8 hours a day, if it's possible to rotate them, give that a consideration as well. That's the really all I have for safety this week. We do have a few other people jumping on here. I'm going to pass it off to Sean Leahy. Sean, you out there?
Yeah. Hi, Jason and guys. Thanks for jumping in today. And I just wanted to kind of cover one item safety related this week. It's safety as it relates to contracts. Every project we get has a contract, and typically buried in there somewhere is the specific safety requirements for that specific project. Larger projects and the larger GCs, like the Turners, Gildanes, the Suffolks, they usually have a pretty comprehensive section for safety, and they also bury a lot of good information in there, and they keep it up and they change it for every project. So it's a good thing to try to be apprised of those sections. Just so that we're not surprised later. Another thing that the GCs wind up doing, these larger GCs, they will try to amend some of these requirements as the project goes on. So it could be things that we don't really own, but they're telling us that we do. So another good reason why it's good to take a look at that contract. I know recently I saw some of these requirements as have come up, some new ones. The wearable voltage testers, that's a new one. Strut cutters on the job site, that's a new one. The dual trigger bandsaws, I mean, that is something that we've been dealing with, but it's now a requirement on some projects. The last thing we've dealt with on a number of times, but they keep changing that. Sometimes they require platform ladders. So again, just to save yourself some trouble, as these projects develop, just try to be aware of what we own and what we don't own. That's all I got, Jason.
Thank you, Sean. It's a good point. If anybody does get a new contract and they haven't sent it over to anybody, so make sure, obviously, your PM and myself get a chance to take a look at it. Brian Barton, you out there?
Brian, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Just want to touch on a few things. Save the date went out. Christmas party is next Friday. Hopefully everybody can come here. It's going to be a good time. A lot of prizes to give away, so you might not want to miss it. Another thing we wanted to talk about today is try to, settle down the rumors. Obviously, everybody knows we have been laying off, and we've been laying off for the last year. 24 is going to be a strange year for us. We do have work. And some of the things that I just wanted to run through, some jobs that are going on. So 25, 26, and 27 is off the charts for us. Massive projects. So some things that are going on. We have Simmons College, which is a $30 million job. That'll start up next year sometime. We're working on coordination. We have Mass General core shell. That's $100+ million. We were just awarded the tower at Mass General, which is 6 through 13. That's another $40 million project that we have. We have Harvard dorms over in Alston. That was just awarded to us. That's about $25 million. There's some other projects out there. So we do have plenty of work. Harbor Vest is 11 floors of fit out. That's probably going to start in January. CSD is going to do that job. And then there's some smaller projects that have started back up. Cora in Cambridge, Prime Medicine, which is a couple floors, second and third phase. 640 Memorial Drive looks like it's going to start back up. That's a floor of fit out. There's some work at One Brookline for Children's Hospital. So there's a lot going on out there. Unfortunately, we have been laying off. We laid off 10 guys in CSD yesterday. But we are still running 400 electricians in the field, and we're still running 100 technicians. So just wanted to give everybody an update on what is going on out there. And I know some people are talking that it looks glim. We are going to get extremely busy again. And we're still busy right now. 500 employees in the field is a lot. So if anyone has any questions on things that are going on, please reach out to myself, Steve Barry, or John Cummings. So I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. A lot of good information there from you and Sean. Just a reminder, the next month's meeting happens to be the quarterly Foreman's meeting, so it's a little bit longer. It's at 12:30 on the 28th of December. That'll be from 12:30 to 1, and a lot more people join that and presents during that. Hope to see everybody at the Christmas party. Thank you for joining. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.